When you think Thanksgiving turkey, what's the first side dish that comes to mind? Stuffing. So this video is all about stuffing. It's going to be a gluten-free recipe, although you can replace the bread with any bread you like. We're gonna make our own breadcrumbs, and I promise you stuffing is much easier than you've maybe been led to believe. It's delicious, it goes great with a turkey, it goes great with any holiday meal. Let me know if you try it. Let me know what your favorite stuffing recipe is. We're starting with 2 loaves of Udi's gluten-free bread. We're gonna cut that into 1-inch cubes, and then we're gonna put it onto a baking sheet. Once you get all of those cut up and put on a baking sheet, we are going to cover them with Italian seasoning. And then we're gonna toast them in the oven at 100 degrees for about 20 minutes. Once you have that bread toasting, we're gonna finely dice a whole onion. We want the onion pieces pretty darn small. I think it's easier to dice an onion if you cut it in half first. Next, we're gonna take a cleaned stalk of celery, not a stalk, sorry, a whole bunch of celery, cleaned, rinsed, and we're gonna chop that as small as we did the onions. Keep some of the leaves in there, it's not gonna hurt the recipe. We're going to spray our cooking pan. I'm using these aluminum pans. And then we're going to cook a ½ pound of ground sausage. Cook it till it's brown, chop it up into little bits, season it very lightly with salt and pepper. We're gonna add our celery and onion and let it cook until it gets a little bit translucent, when they're just starting to get soft. And we're gonna add a pretty good pinch of salt, followed by a little bit of pepper. But most importantly, we're going to add poultry seasoning. We got 3 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. This is what gives it the flavor. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of onion powder and a little squeeze of garlic. We're gonna mix that up, and then we're gonna melt a stick of butter with a whole quart of chicken stock. We're gonna put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of poultry seasoning, bring it to a boil and remove it from the heat. We're gonna add a tablespoon of better than bouillon. This will really boost the flavor. We're gonna add all of that to the dry breadcrumbs. I used a big pan to mix it in and then transferred it to the smaller cooking pan. And then I'm gonna cook that at 375 for about an hour. Take it out once it's getting kind of golden around the edges and the top is crispy. Eat well, be well.